locker room, and we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with the Baltimore Ravens. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25. At the 24-yard line. At their own 24-yard line.
Buddy up! 955! Hey, here we go, D. Hey, it's just hustle. It's me and you.
Now Jackson on first down. That's out to Hill, right side complete. Call it a gain of 3, and that'll make this a second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. Jackson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete.
Don't get nervous.
On third down, Jackson. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. To Sean Gibson, give him the sack on the safety blitz.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was the strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. "51 yards on the punt there. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 38.
Alert, alert. Mike 48. Hey, let's get some pressure.
Back to throw, Watson. On the right side, this is Miller. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 40-yard line.
Here's a 4-receiver look now. 3 of those guys out to the right side on 2nd and 8. Now Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. Watson to Hopkins for a huge hookup. 54 yards.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Game situation. Let's go. Undercrush.
That's complete right around the 8. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. From 6 yards away. And the Texans have taken the early lead. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Jonathan Joseph will get the credit for the sack. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Now a throw left sideline here is complete. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a different story. Long night.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Check three. Let him go.
On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Hey, 24. 48, 48, Mike. Pick me up. Here we go.
A shotgun snap for Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Watson. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation. So on 4th down, Texan kicker Kaimi Fairbairn comes on. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
22-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
You're not ready. Hold up.
On 2nd and 12, Jackson. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
We got to step it up. 41's the mark. 41's the mark. Check.
From the gun, Jackson. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
Their own 15-yard line.
And now out comes Houston. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
They'll come out in a 4-receiver look. 3 men to the right side on 2nd and 6.
24.
Here's Watson. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
This is it. 19. 48's the mark. Check tight. Check tight. Check tight. Let's go.
Watson hands to Miller on the draw. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Hey, what's that? 19! 48 right now, let's go. All day, just like that. Just like that.
They'll try the air now with Watson. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they'll run it from the gun with Miller. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Mike, what's that? 19! He's coming. Wild Bill, Wild Bill.
From the 41, Watson. He goes full extension, and he's got it. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence, or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook, and a great grab on the other end.
What is that? 19! 24! Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Hey, 59! 40's Mike. 40's Mike. Let's go!
From the gun on 3rd, Watson. Buying time to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 44-yard line.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Watch the safety creep. Kill.
Watson with a give to Miller. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
I don't think you got it, sir. 48.
And he'll find QT on the right side complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. A first down carry now for Miller. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. From the 22, Watson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. On 3rd down, Miller. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough, and it'll be 4th down. Now a timeout coming here defensively. As on 4th down, may as well make them punt it. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He hit his first, this one from 40 yards out. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So we will not go into the lockers tied. We do have a leader in the clubhouse, so to speak.
Man, it's only 3 points. Doesn't seem like much, but it looms big the way that they got it done right before the half ended.
We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 16. Second half begins with a run from Miller. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Again, it's Miller. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
We're set. 19. Push the mic right here. We'll go mic 40, mic 40. Oh, here we go. Oh, and go.
On 1st down, Miller. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the gun, Watson. Going deep for Hopkins. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
They'll try to get the offense going with Hill. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
They'll run it with Hill, and he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. A 3-yard loss, 4th down now. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. eluding the pressure right. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo.
To throw again on second down. Watson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and it's third and short.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the gun, here's Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. It's a pickup of 6.
Now that's absolutely frustrating for a defender. Had a chance to get him on the ground before he got to the sideline. But what great vision and understanding where he is on the field as he headed for the marker and picked up the first down.
You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna see me in your nightmares. Hey, 59! Mike's 40. Mike's 40. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
Now a first down throw. Watson. He's going to wind up in air. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Houston. Kiki QT. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Bill O'Brien with a call here. We'll go for 2. His pass caught at the 4. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
41's coming. 41's the mic. Watch the slats. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And that's incomplete.
Well, I haven't met a quarterback yet that doesn't like a target that size. I mean, that's a big, tall receiver, and somehow he missed him anyway.
Yeah, tempting to just put it out there for him to go get it, but dangerous throw and not on target.
Yeah, sometimes even a receiver with that type of catch radius can't haul them in if they're not accurate.
To throw again on second down, Jackson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, and especially against deep balls as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
To throw on third down, Jackson. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
He's going to air one out. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 43 yards. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Quit talking about it and bring it.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Jackson on first down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney. He's the one who runs him down, and my goodness, that is just a disastrous loss for this offense. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long. Now Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Flushed out right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Despite a pickup of 16, they're still well short of the sticks on fourth. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down.
Switch.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this Texans defense stands tall. So a tough pill to swallow there. A would-be touchdown pass in and out of his hands on fourth.
Sometimes it just comes down to execution, doesn't it? Because we're always questioning, should they go for it, should they not? Is it the right play call, is it not? In this situation, everything was right except for the finish. You have to catch the ball and convert.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
Back. What twist?
They keep it with Miller on first down. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down? The Texans on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that one ups the lead to 22-0. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
On 1st and 10. It's Jackson. Flush to his right. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the 1st down and a 21-yard gain.
On that play, as you saw the route start to develop downfield, I got the sense that maybe the run would set up for him, and he took full advantage of it and got a big gain on a busted play.
Dancing to his left. And this is going to be incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the 4th quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. Now a desperation throw deep. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Aaron Colvin.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
We got 3. Let's go.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time